out to other communities, cities and states in Nigeria to provide water facilities and other essential services. Water infrastructure investments such as this one will serve for decades, but only if they are well managed and well maintained.
The host governor, Malam Nasser El-Rufai, expressed his happiness with the president's visit and stated that the project is targeted at solving the over 30 years problem of potable water supply in the city of Zaria.
Development objective of the Zaria Water Project is to improve access to sustainable potable water supply in Zaria metropolis and its environs. Water is critical to human welfare and quality of life, and its availability in reliable and safe quantities helps economic and commercial activities, aside from its contribution to better health outcomes through a reduction in waterborne diseases. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we had the pleasure of commissioning phase 1 of this project on 27th May 2017. The phase 1 is the water treatment plant.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration is not about to gag the media, calling on the Nigerian media to regulate itself. The minister stated this during the visit of members of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria to his office on Friday in Abuja. Mohammed said if anybody listening to what is being said on some radio and television stations, one would conclude that the country is at war, or that Christians actually cannot live with Muslims, or that there is a dichotomy between the North and the South. However, he appealed to the media to use their platforms for the unity and cohesion of the country. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, has assured party faithfuls and Nigerians that the ruling party will retain power beyond 2023 general elections. The APC chair stated this during a meeting between the APC Progressives Governors Forum and the National Working Committee at the party headquarters. The five-man delegation of the Progressives Governors Forum, comprising the governors of Kano, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, Kebbi, Atiku Abubakar Bagudu, Kwara, Abdurrahman Abdurrasak Yobe, Deputy Governor Idi Bade Gubana, and Niger Deputy Governor Ahmed Mohamed Ketso. Oshiomhole, who admitted that he had encountered challenging periods since assumption of office last year, told the delegation that with the spate of litigations at various courts, it would not yet time to rejoice for victory. The National Youth Service Corps in Taraba State says it has handed over 3 men posing as graduates of tertiary institutions. The Taraba coordinator of NYC, Florence Yaku, on Friday said the suspects were caught with fake certificates during screening of prospective Batch B Stream 2 corps members at the orientation camp in Jalingo. The suspects are Nasiru Yao, who claimed to have studied mass communication, Shehu Mukhtar, computer science, and Ilyasu Usman, sociology, all from ISFOP University of Cotonou in Republic of Benin. Yaku, who said an investigation to the case showed that the candidates involved could not write or say anything logical about their courses of study, urged the security agents to do a thorough job so that the truth would come out and justice done to the affected persons. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back with more stories. Don't go away. Thanks for staying tuned. This is still the news on the hour. President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Nigeria on Sunday for Japan to participate in the 7th Tokyo International Conference on African Development taking place in Yokohama from August 28th to 30th. A statement on Friday by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, said that President Buhari's participation would be his second, having attended TCAD 6 in Nairobi, Kenya in August 2016. Buhari is expected to deliver a statement during the summit and would use the opportunity to appraise Nigeria-Japan relations and takeaways from TCAD 6. And in business, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, says lack of aggressive implementation of the 2019 budget meant that 60% of the budget had to be rolled into the 2020 budget. The minister stated this on Thursday at his inaugural meeting with representatives of various departments and agencies of the ministry after his reappointment by President Muhammadu Buhari. Ngige noted that the executive arm of government would always find it difficult to implement the budget if it suspected that it had been tampered with during presentation at the National Assembly. He assured that his ministry would begin packaging on its 2020 budget after the National Assembly's assurance that if it was submitted in September, it would be returned to the ministry in December for implementation. He, however, warned that any department under the ministry found guilty of colluding with National Assembly members to pad its budget would be dealt with, adding that the ministry would monitor job losses with the aim to stem the tide while pursuing various ways of creating more jobs. The Federation Account Allocation Committee on Thursday shared a total of 769.52 billion naira to the 3 tiers of government for the month of July 2019. A communique issued at the end of Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting shows that from the total revenue of 769.523 billion naira, the federal government received 299.8 billion naira, the state got 190.38 billion naira, and the local government councils received 143.57 billion naira. From the 94.159 billion naira VAT revenue, the federal government received 13.559 billion naira. The states got 45.197 billion naira. The local government councils received 31.638 billion naira, and the revenue generating agencies received 3.766 billion naira. At the meeting, the Federation Account Allocation Committee announced that as at August 22, 2019, the balance in the excess crude account was $274.41 million. And in the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday ordered a like-for-like response to a recent U.S. missile test, which he said showed that Washington aimed to deploy previously banned missiles around the world. The Pentagon said on Monday it had tested a conventionally configured cruise missile that hit its target after more than 500 kilometers of flight. Its first of such tests since the demise of a landmark nuclear pact this month. Putin told his Security Council on Friday that Russia could not stand idly by and that U.S. talk of deploying new missiles in the Asia-Pacific region affects Russia's core interest as it is close to Russia's borders. U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper said this month he was in favor of placing ground-launched intermediate-range missiles in Asia's relatively soon. And Putin complained this week that the United States was now in a position to deploy its new land-based missile in Romania and Poland. Despite his order, Putin said Russia remained open to talks with the United States aimed at restoring trust and strengthening international security. The Prime Minister of Poland, Mateusz Morawiecki, says 4 people have died and more than 100 have been injured during a thunderstorm in Poland's Tatra Mountains on Thursday. Lightning hit a group of tourists on G1, a 1,894-meter mountain in Poland, after a sunny morning turned stormy. Tourists climbing the mountain often aim to end their trip at the summit, where a 15-meter iron cross was installed in 1901. The mayor of Zakopane, Leszek Dorula, has declared Friday a day of mourning. All the victims were hurt in different parts of the Tatra range, which spreads over 57 kilometers in southern Poland. Joanna Siradze, spokesman for the Kokra Ambulance Service, said 5 helicopters had been involved in the rescue effort and more than 24 rescuers were trying to save 2 cavers trapped in the Tatra Mountains after a tunnel flooded and blocked their exit. And in the world of sports, former Ghana Nottingham Forest and Brussels Rovers striker Junior Agogo has died at the age of 40. Agogo suffered a stroke in 2015 and struggled with his speech afterwards. He sealed his place in the hearts of Ghana fans with his performances at the 2008 Africa Cup of Nations, where he scored 3 goals, including a late winner against Nigeria in Accra. Agogo, who began his career at Sheffield, played 27 times for his country and scored 12 goals. He finished his career at Hibernian in 2012, having also had spells in the United States, Cyprus and Egypt. His former clubs were among those to pay tribute on social media. One of Nigeria's most successful women's internationals, Ifeanyi Chiejine, has died at the age of 36 after a long illness. Chiejine, who played for Nigeria at the 2000 and 2008 Olympic Games, won 4 Women's Africa Cup of Nations titles. She was the youngest player at the 1999 Women's World Cup in the United States and went on to play at the 2003 and 2007 tournaments. Chiejine, who will be remembered for her outstanding display at the 2007 Africa Games in Algeria, played professionally in Russia, United States, Finland and Kazakhstan. Locally, she played for Flying Babes FC, FCT Queens of Abuja and the Pelican Stars of Calabar. Nigeria Football Federation has paid tribute to Chiejine on social media. That's the size of our package on the news this hour. Thanks for watching. I am Priscilla Ibrahim. Good evening.